They can't be judged.
We don't judge
Our
our
city council come to order, please. If y'all would. Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Berry, would you give a prayer, please?
Our Father, we thank you for the freedoms that we do enjoy. We thank you for our community of Hardy and surrounding areas. We ask your guidance on our council meeting, as well as our residents who are here tonight in the audience. May we do your will and your work. In Christ's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Roll call. Councilwoman Allen, absent. Berry,
Here.
Garland,
Here.
Harrell, absent. Taylor,
Here.
Wise.
Here.
You have 4 out of 6, Mayor. You have a quorum.
Okay, we'll continue. Last minutes approval.
You have the minutes from the May 3rd meeting in your packets.
I'll make a motion to pass.
Okay, we have a motion from Taylor,
I'll second that.
second by Wise. Any comments? All in favor, say aye. Any nays? Okay, minutes pass.
Thank you. Agenda review.
You have the agenda in front of you. Are there any updates, changes we need to make to the agenda? Okay, if not, we'll call the agenda good.
We'll start with our reports then. If I hadn't skipped anything, our Hardy A&P report would be first. Ms. Moore will do it.
Just remember, this is not my regular role. I had to be secretary.
We wouldn't want you to miss nothing, so here.
Oh, wouldn't want anybody else to miss.
No, I
Have a
won't.
copy of them. I'll have to give you mine.
Okay.
All right. Okay, this is for February 23rd, 2022. Chairman Moore called the meeting to order at 6 p.m. We had the pledge. Commissioners present, Garland, Harrell, Moore, Taylor, and Smith. There was a quorum. Minutes from 5/9/2022 were presented. Motion made to accept the minutes by Harrell, seconded by Taylor. Motion passed. Financial report given by Financial Secretary Commissioner Garland. The sales income tax is $42,414.76. Expenses paid, $12,980.24, leaving a balance of $29,434.62. The Civic Center income is $4,425. Commissioner Garland presented a month-to-month comparison for the years 2020, 2021, and 2022. Old business. The postcard price for first place was originally $100 cash. An amended motion was made by Commissioner Smith to change the price from $100 cash to a $100 gift card. Commissioner Taylor seconded the motion. The motion passed unanimously. Moore, yes. Garland, yes. Harrell, yes. Taylor, yes. Smith, yes. Darlene Wilson presented to the committee a description of an events director position. The position would be a collaboration between Hardy A&P, Main Street Hardy, and the City of Hardy. The discussion will be ongoing, with a meeting including all 3 entities involved. The displays to go have been ordered for Thompson Park Rest Area. The City of Hardy has ordered 2 5-pocket displays at $139.99 each, as well as a single pocket display at $42.99, the total coming to $352.85 with tax. The Hardy A&P Committee will reimburse the city for these charges. We will not be able to keep credit card information for Civic Center rental cleaning deposits or for incidentals due to the cybersecurity contract in place. Therefore, other ideas are being explored to handle these occurrences. New business. The availability of the front room of the Civic Center for renting is up for discussion. Other options would be placing locks on all entrances to other parts of the Civic Center. A motion was made by Commissioner Taylor to table the discussion while we investigate the financial aspects. Commissioner Hall seconded. The motion passed. The commission has been made aware of the ownership of a tram which has been worked on in years past. The tram is at Sid Brink's welding shop with a bill of $1,500 for repairs. The commission will further investigate before bringing to the table. Commissioner Hall will go by Mr. Brink's to see the tram. He will update the commission in a future meeting. Commissioner Nathan Circle sent a request to resign his position due to time restraints. Motion to accept was made by Commissioner Hall and seconded by Commissioner Taylor. The motion passed. Commissioner Mark Hoosier submitted a request to resign his position due to his moving to Northwest Arkansas. Motion to accept was made by Commissioner Hall and seconded by Commissioner Taylor. The motion passed. A request from Jenny Kaufman to be on the Hardy Ads and Promotion Committee was received. Motion was made by Commissioner Hall to accept. Commissioner Taylor seconding. The motion was passed. The need for a new secretary was brought forth. A motion was made by Commissioner Hall to table the decision until the next meeting. Commissioner Smith seconded. The motion passed. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Garland brought copies of the magazine Arkansas Outdoor Adventure Guide, in which we share an ad page with Cherokee Village on page 45. Public comments. Mayor Rose mentioned the search for a caretaker for our parks is active and ongoing. Motion was made to adjourn by Harrell, seconded by Taylor. Motion passed. Next regular meeting scheduled for Monday, June 13, 2022 at 6 p.m. Location Civic Center. And before I sit down, just a little, I want to, and they are not here, but Commissioner Garland and Commissioner Smith did an outstanding job with these business directories. They really worked hard on them and to make sure they were up to date, and we are getting those out to all of our hotels and to all of our stores and all on Main Street Hardy. And I would like to also thank, and I wish they were here, I want to say a big thank you to Main Street Hardy. They have helped us out in with one of their grants for signage. They are paying $1,300 of the sign bill, of the sign that was just going up. I just saw it going up today.
Should be done right now.
Yeah, it was, when I came through from Jonesboro today, he had it about halfway up. And so I want to make a big public thank you to Main Street Hardy for their help in that endeavor. Any questions?
Nope. Here.
Oh,
Thank you. Good report. Sounds like y'all been busy.
we have.
Recorder Treasurer, financial report, please.
Okay, the city financial statements are in your packets on pages 4 through 11. And I will just go over some highlights that I want to point out to you. Just starting with the general fund, the first page there, your sales tax collections are pretty much on track, just barely under the percentage where they should be at this time of the year. So that's really good considering that's not the peak time of the year to be collecting taxes these first 5 months. So your sales tax is actually at 40.1% collected at this point in time of the total we budgeted. 41.6 is what it would be after after 5 months' time, so that's good. Overall, general revenue is right at 36%. So again, considering this is not our peak time of the year for collecting all of our income, I'd say that's very good. There are still some budget changes that I want to propose to you in time. I was waiting for a few figures, so I didn't have that ready for tonight. I got one very late this afternoon, so I hadn't had time to study it enough to propose it, and I wanted to do as much as I could all at once. So I'm just gonna say police department is right on track with their expenses. I think the police department watches their expenses really closely, and they're right at their total for the year at this point in time. And water is also just pretty much on track for the year. So I'll just entertain any questions that you might have or anything you want to ask me about them at this point. Anybody has any questions?
I guess not, thank you.
Okay.
All right, on the committee report, we'll start with the fire department. Mr. Monroe, sorry.
Wisely.
I don't do the,
He used to do that. You don't have to fire. I don't think I've told Mr. Berry he's supposed to do that.
Josh?
No, you didn't.
So, I apologize for that. Is y'all still here?
Josh is
Y'all
here.
have anything to report, Josh?
Well, we made it through Memorial Day with very little incidents.
Which is
We
great.
ended up out at the river one time, and it was not a drowning incident. So hopefully we make it through the rest of the summer without any incidents on the river.
Well, that's good news.
Good to have a major holiday.
We appreciate that. All right, the police chief, or police reports, you have anything on that, Mr. Wise?
yes, everything went good through the holidays, and everything's been about the same. I talked to Mr. Rose today, and he says everything's fine. I talked to Steve, I guess that's the next, talked to him today, and he pretty much talked about the road, that they're going to start the chip and seal tomorrow, I guess, or
Okay,
pretty close. And they didn't need nothing either, they said everything was going fine.
wonderful.
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, I see the gravel stops.
Yeah, they stopped off today.
Okay. All right. I'm going to report on the Hardy Gym. The heating and air system is completed and it is in full operation now. And the times I've been in there, it's wonderful compared to what it used to be. And we had an issue with a breaker blowing, so they replaced that breaker. It hasn't blown since then. So to my knowledge, the gym is ready to go. And we have done a little cleanup up there, but it needs some more, and it needs some more renovation, which I've been trying to talk the recorder treasurer out of some money to get it done, so I may come back to y'all on that.
Looking for grant money.
We're trying to get a grant, but there's some issues that has to be done before a grant, because something's got to be done right away. For instance, them humongous fans that's been in there for 100 years, they're wonderful if you need them.
Yeah.
But now we're losing heat and air. And when the
We don't
wind
need 'em
blows, they open up, birds come in. So that's stuff like that, and the deterioration of the door facing. You know, we've got a bid already to get some of that work done. And we're talking in the neighborhood of between $1,000 and $2,000, $2,500 maybe, to get all that done. It's not that bad. That's on the gym. On Buford Beach restrooms, I'm still waiting for the groundbreaking. The concrete, the weather has held everybody up. They haven't got back to me yet, but everything's still set on the go, and the water company has already did their call. They're ready to dig the water lines. So it's still in motion, and everything looks good. And I'm gonna let Mr. Garland update us on the Thompson Park restoration down there.
All we lack is painting the floor and a little touch up on the ceiling. I just need like 4 days of real dry weather
Dry
to do
weather.
that. Yeah,
That's understandable.
yeah.
I've heard some people that seen what you've done, they was impressed. It looked
Well, me, Jeff Monroe was a big part of that, and my wife and Amanda Smith.
good. Great. Well, we appreciate what y'all were doing down there.
Looks
Sure
good.
do. On the hail damage, I'm gonna give this back to the recorder treasurer because she's actually talked to the municipal league.
I have. I've filed claims. We had a company that inspected all the buildings in town to make sure we knew what all we needed to report as damaged. So we have 6 buildings: City Hall, the gym, the library, the fire station, Thompson Park, and the Civic Center all had pretty good damage. And so claims have been filed on all of them. The adjuster, the municipal league sent out an adjuster last week from Memphis, and for some reason he didn't come with his big ladder, even though he knew some of the buildings were too tall for his small one. But he said he would have to come back and do a second day of inspections anyway. So waiting for him to come back. And the only leaks I'm aware of are at the gym. There are 7 leaks at the gym, so we're just praying for dry weather like you are. So until we can get the adjuster here and then start getting some work done.
Did you throw my house in there too?
Or mine, yeah.
Did she talk to you about the street project? Because they can't get bid. They've been 2 years trying to get bid, and this company's ready to start
We'd
today.
have to do the waiver, competitive bidding. I could maybe do that.
Municipal leagues told me I didn't have to do that.
Oh, yeah, because you're buying, street, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
You
Wait.
can do that's right, because it's one of the exceptions on the.
They said if nobody's responding and we only got the 1 bid, that we could go with that one.
Well, they did say that?
Yes.
Then go with their-
Yes.
right.
I don't have it.
Vote on it.
You'll need a vote and you'll
Right.
need an ordinance.
Right.
So,
What
An
what we're
ordinance.
discussing, I wasn't trying to hide nothing.
I think we
I'm
have
just
to have
trying
an ordinance. He said we didn't have.
Make sure we're all on the same
I'm thinking
page.
first.
Okay, so we can do a
Yeah.
motion.
I think
Okay.
you're okay.
Sorry, I did not talk to you about that
No,
before
no, you're
tonight.
fine.
Sorry.
One thing that I'm overdue is, I'm used to doing first-class city things, and Hardy's classification, even though it's a first-class city, it's still second-class in its ranking, and I'm used to certain things that we do there, so
Okay.
if I ever overstep, you'll just have to take me back.
Okay. I did clarify with municipal league. I apologize for not running it by you.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
I trust you.
What we're discussing is, every year we have so much money that we put into the street fund to fix the roads, keep them up, as emergencies come up, and then we take so much money to do the overlays, whether it be an overlay with blacktop such as we've done last year, or chip and seal overlay, which we're planning on doing this year. And for 2 years, the one company that did it didn't show up last spring, and so we didn't get anything done. So we kept that money back, and the recorder treasurer finally said I could spend it. So, that's all I need from the council is to approve the expenditure. Now, we've also contacted the municipal league. The other companies are not responding and giving us any other bids, and didn't show up when they did. This company has offered to do it, begin it, and get it done. And the price that he's come up with is very compatible to everything we've done before. And it's, I think that each one of y'all have a copy of the list.
Did they turn that bid or just come in?
It's come in and said this is what they'll do the job for.
But did they turn it in with other bids or just after the fact?
There were no other bids.
That's what I mean.
That-
So were they the only one?
They were the only
And
one.
that's what you're accepting?
Right,
That's
right.
clear. Okay, I thought they were just coming
Yeah.
in.
No.
No, it was the only one we can even get to give us
Then
one.
you're good to go.
Right.
Okay, and as you can see, the total is $136,825. That actually ends up being $130,000 even. They're giving us a $6,000 discount. And they're willing to do it right now, get it done. And this would end up with, and I want to say every house in the city limits of Harding. I was noticing today, there's a couple of them that have a blacktop road on one side, but not on the other. So when I say that, I'm saying they have blacktop services to every resident. That's our plan. And when I say blacktop, I am talking chip and seal. And the reason I'm saying that, I'm told that a chip and seal road is an average from 3 to 5 years, pretty good road. After that starts deteriorating, so an overlay, which is a blacktop, which the $300,321 we spent last year on state aid grant on the $300,000, They said if we get them every road chip and seal, and we call them and within 3 years and get another grant, they can overlay that chip and seal road. They cannot overlay it without rebuilding it and making it 50, well, not 50, 22 feet wide, which very few of our streets in Hardy are wide enough to qualify to come in and put it over or blacktop. But they will do it if it's chip and sealed. If it's 10 feet wide, they don't care. He said, so we will be available to upgrade these roads. And the reason I'm telling you that is it's a long-term plan. If we chip and seal them now, within 3 years, they'll be eligible to be included in a state aid grant, which is no cost to the city. And this is offered all over the state. And we just happened to get the 300,000 last year, so in 2 years, we're up again. So, with the council's approval.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
is this the order which they're going to be done?
No, sir, that's not necessarily the order that's going to be done. That is the list, but that's not.
Shucks.
Yeah. Your road's not on top. It's on
Here's his
top.
first.
So have y'all got a copy of that, correct?
Do we need to vote on this or make a motion to accept this?
Yes. I
We
think
do need a
so.
motion, yes.
Then I'll make a motion to accept this.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Wise and a second by Councilman Garland to accept this bid for the street work by Moark Asphalt Paving. Any discussion? Okay, I should do a roll call vote. Barry?
Agree?
Yes. Garland?
Yes.
Taylor?
Yes.
Wise?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor, motion passes.
Well, thank you. They will begin tomorrow. I guess we have an appointment on the A&P Commission. This young lady will come forward, we'll get her sworn in, put her to work. Oh, so I hope you got it. If you will, repeat that. Yeah, I really ought to have Mr. Driver do this, but I'll do it. And I'm going to pronounce it Jeannie Kaufman. Jeannie Kaufman. Okay. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution
I, Jenny Kaufman, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United
That's
States
correct.
of America
and the Constitution of the State of Arkansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Arkansas,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office,
Hardy A&P Commissioner,
Party A&P Commissioner,
which I am about to enter.
of which I'm about to enter.
All right. Well, congratulations. We're welcome to you aboard.
Thank you.
And we need your help. Thank you. Any sign-ups for 3 minutes? I think Mr. Ritchie was going to give us a report on the A&P. I'm sorry,
There's a couple ahead of me.
ATV, right?
There's a
Correct?
couple ahead of me.
Okay. I told you I'd put you on the bottom, didn't I?
Yeah.
Bruce Thurl. We're familiar with Mr. Thurl, and I'm sorry.
Didn't I put my name?
Yes, you can. I'm sorry.
That's a name you probably haven't heard in a while.
Mr. Thurl's the old hand at this. He's been here before.
Yes, and I do appreciate these because I worked on the last couple, and it's no easy task. I do appreciate you all doing that. I just want to say a couple of general things, and I'll have my 2 minutes done. I was, Saturday, I was out to the car show, and I really appreciate the Spring River's new leadership to have the show. And I guess it's going to be the first weekend in June, maybe forever now. We'll just have to see how that goes, but I really
That's the
appreciate it.
plan.
I really appreciated the number of cars out there. I'm a car nut, and I saw the mayor out there. He's probably mayor choice, maybe.
It was a good show. I really think it was.
Now, there's one thing that I'm just going to say that was disturbing about it, and I don't know if any other people that were out there observed it too, but I know that the Second Amendment is being talked about quite a bit. And I observed that there was a couple people, one of them had an open carry. And I just thought it was out of place. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now. What I came to say tonight is about tomorrow. It's Wednesday, hump day. And for the city, it's recycle day. I've been helping out with Margaret Harkness in sorting the recycles. The city, I think, will probably have that trailer filled tomorrow. We're right at the edge. We recycle, if you don't know, we recycle plastic bottles. They're number ones. Number two is like the milk cartons. We can recycle and take those. We take the newspapers, and there's also a cardboard container, a corral thing down there that they can drop cardboard off to, besides the place behind corner booth. And the cans, aluminum and steel, we will recycle. So we are open down there from about 8 till 1. Our hours will vary depending on the weather, and I appreciate the mayor getting the carport down there. So I hope to see you all down there tomorrow. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Thurl. Y'all do a great job down there doing that. We really appreciate it. I know we don't thank you enough, but they work hard at it to take care of you. Mr. Kaufman. Mr. Ritchie will wait.
I'm used to that.
He's long-winded.
Yeah, I just, when I heard that the adjuster was not able to make it up here, if you guys need someone to get on the roofs, I've been adjusting claims, started in 2005 with Hurricane Katrina. I do State Farm claims right now. I am an independent, but I can tell you if there's a my job. And so if you need someone up there, I do 2 stories steep, I do rope and harness, so I can take care of them. So
Good to know for the future. Next hailstorm,
Yes.
after these roofs.
Yeah, I figured you had a contract, so.
Sorry.
But anyways, just to
I
let you
think
know.
the mayor had seen someone in town that
Okay.
kind of offered to go around and
Okay.
it just,
But
yeah.
But actually,
I'm
we may
licensed
have
in
to
the
have
state of
another
Arkansas.
one. We may have to get another one. I don't know yet. The municipal league is doing the one now.
Okay.
That's what we're waiting on. Is that correct?
Yes, but what we'll need then is bids.
We may need a
Yeah.
third one, and
Yeah,
we're glad to know that.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
know.
And
You're
like I
gonna be
said,
easy to find.
I'm licensed
Yeah.
in Arkansas and
Yeah.
16 states in total. And so
Yeah, that's
Great.
great to know.
I'm more than happy to help you guys.
That's good news.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Ritchie. All right, that's 15 seconds.
Okay. It don't start until I push the button.
Okay. Mr. Ritchie really did a great job on that ATV ride again, as he normally does.
Well, we've had a lot of help on that. We had pretty good weather after the rainstorm came through. But I was kind of surprised. We had 52, they're calling them buggies now instead of units, but we had 52 sign up, 130 people. That was not counting the workers. And I thought it was a pretty good turnout. We had like 6 that didn't come out of Paragould because of the weather. And I think 3 or 4 got lost in the middle of the rainstorms there in a place or two. But I think we've done pretty good. We ended up with 20 contribution places, from banks to, Cox Implement and all that stuff. And they give from $25 to $500. I think we ended up with 28 or 29 door prizes, 29 I believe. But we had 1 brand new Bronco come through. He didn't do the off-road deal. We had 4 4-wheelers, 9 Jeeps, and 38 side-by-sides.
Wow.
So that was a pretty good turnout. I talked to this lady and her husband for just a few minutes, but I didn't find out where they were from until it was over with. I don't know how they found out about it, if they were camping here or what, but they were from Kansas City, Kansas.
Wow.
And they were running a side-by-side four-seater, full cab, heat and air. They didn't have to worry about the rain or anything. I wish I could have got their name. I would like to talk to them a little bit more about that. But we ended up raising, after we paid everything, $620 going towards the new bathroom down here.
Good.
I've got one idea I want to run across to the council. It may be off chart here. The Hardy Camper Park. Could we add that into advertising for these rides? I think that would help people. There's a lot of people travel and haul these things. They were going to Virginia to the Hatfield McCoy Trails is where they were going. So I think we lucked in by getting them in here.
You mean, add the camper park in for the advertising? It'd be
Yeah, I said something to just for a minute or two, I'll get their names that's running it, about adding that in there and maybe they could add it to their advertisement too. You know, if you're traveling with your side-by-side four-wheeler or something like that, you can unload it right around here. I don't want to make it a worldwide thing, but you know, there's a lot of money coming into them things as far as people traveling and spending money on them. That one was $40,000 that people had the other day.
One thing is we have to get with the chief on, the police chief on that, because the legalities of them. When we have our rides, they're actually
Yeah, we run
regulated, such as a parade, we get by with things that you can't normally do.
right.
If you'll get with Chief Rhodes on that,
Okay, that and try to get a meeting with the.
yeah, bring it back to the council.
That was ride number 6. Total money we give from the rides is $4,558. That's a pretty good turnout out of 6 rides.
It sure is, and we really appreciate that. I know the community does.
It's getting to be a lot harder work.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun, and I can,
We have a really good turnout. And,
we all got a free car wash that day.
oh, I sure. I even
I've
got a
never
free
seen it
shower.
rain so
I
hard.
even got a free shower. Oh, and Kathy Jackson, she helped us sign everybody up. She needs a good thank on that.
She worked hard on it.
She,
I know
yeah,
she did.
yeah.
Lucky to have the people you do have.
Right, yeah, we're really good there.
When's your next one?
September the 17th is what I'm looking at.
Okay.
That's after the holiday and the week before Homesteaders Day. I try not to double anything up down around the park, because we ended up having quite a few people there that last time. Yeah, we had that whole section there pretty well filled up with trailers and stuff. There was several people out of Missouri and Fairville this time.
I thought it was outstanding for the weather, really good.
Well, I know we had, last year in May, we had 53. And we had 52 this time, but we only had 123 people last year, so we had 130. So we're getting more people with about the same amount of buggies or units and stuff.
You would have probably had a whole lot more.
Oh, yeah,
been bad
yeah,
weather.
Yeah,
several more.
forecast
The weather
was for it too.
Thank you for continuing on.
All right, appreciate everything the city does.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Is there, we have upcoming events, and sometimes we fail to get that out. Is there any upcoming events someone would like to make any announcements about that? I have failed myself to research that, because I know there is something we're not advertising for everybody. Nobody has any. Okay, I'm gonna have to add one thing to it before I open it up for an adjournment of motion. I sent y'all, the council, a letter last month. Have y'all got any information or input back on them about the repairs needed in your wards?
I do.
You
No,
do?
I'm just kidding.
She wants a bridge fixed.
Her own driveway.
But I know there's some potholes and stuff, and I've talked to our street guy, and he said he's been out doing repairs.
They worked on a bunch of them, they really have.
And tree trimming, anything you see, if you will, get it to us so we can get on it. And I'd like to do it this month before because I've noticed some of the areas the trees have grown up and it's blocking some of the intersection. And I'll get with the boys on that. But if you got some in your neighborhood, if you would at least get a hold of City Hall or get word to me one, and we'll get word to them, we'll get right on. Hang on just a minute.
May I say two things?
Yes, ma'am.
before we adjourn? I just wanted to say, on behalf of the car club, because I am in the car club and helped a little bit with that car show, I do know that we had 65 at least that registered. I don't have the final number, but I think it was 65 registered cars. There were at least 10 or more that showed up that didn't register to be judged. And then that doesn't include the car club members. We took our cars, but they weren't in the judging. So they were parked on the right-hand side of the road there. And overall, I've heard mostly great comments from the public and everything. So if you have any feedback for us, we're going to have a follow-up meeting in the next day or two. I know of one disgruntled person. It's all I'm aware of. If there's more, we'd like to know about it so we can do better next year. So,
Have it the same time every year.
well, that's what we used to do. It was always the first Saturday in June until that one that was either, I can't remember if it was flooded or if it was 100 degrees. But we quit having it. That was probably 6 or 8 years ago. And this was, it took a young president coming in there and deciding that he wanted to do it, and that was Chandler Slater. I'll have to hand it to him. He did a good job coordinating it and getting it together and raising money and getting people in and getting the word out. So he did a really, really good job. And so we were glad it turned out the way it did, and the weather cooperated. I think that meant a lot too. But anyway, so wanted to give you that and invite feedback if you have any. And then the other thing I wanted to say is that some of you know we've been planning a joint meeting with the AMP and Main Street Hardy. We have a tentative date set for the 28th, and we'll get word out and public notice out on that. It will be a working meeting. So
Where's it gonna be at?
I think we're going to do Senior Citizen Center just to make it a little easier to set up for the more people in the boards. Yeah, so.
A genuine roundtable discussion.
Right. But we will get the appropriate notice out to the media and everyone when that is finalized. So.
And I think Mr. Greider is going to attend that meeting.
Yes. Yes.
I've been talking to Ms. Wilson about where we're headed, what options we'll have, so we're getting some information together.
I have some good contacts to make to talk about a possible director position as part of the focus of that meeting. So.
Good.
That's all.
Thank you. They say I can't adjourn. It has to be.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, hang on just a minute. Mr. Ritchie
I
got
got one question.
Okay.
On the car show, is there a side-by-side, is there a spot side-by-side before?
What would that be? There was, well, we didn't have, we did, and it wasn't antiques. We had 10 classes, and there was one there was a pre-war and post-war, and in the post-war category, that could literally be anything.
Okay.
You know, the other classes were classic motorcycle, custom motorcycle, trucks, and then paint, you know. Pardon?
Which war?
Which war? That's a good question, and that might need to change when you think about post-war being 45 forward. That counts a lot of years now, so we're actually talking, talking about narrowing that down maybe next time.
Good thought. Mr. Wise made the motion.
Motion to adjourn by Mr. Wise. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're adjourned.
And then we adjourn. Thank you all very much.